I don't think I need to tell you about the history of DayZ. Maybe 10 years on the market and everything. But we were thinking about how to do the first step to the second decade of the game, especially in a state where after 10 years we are still growing and we are more famous or like more successful as ever. So we want to think a little bigger compared to previously. Therefore, we would like to introduce you DayZ Frostline. The new terrain is called Sakhal. It's a volcanic island, which you have some.
That's so cool.
Just to check that everything. It's far east, at the eastern coast of Asia. We were trying to base it on a real environment that is around there, so the map, while not based on a real place specifically there compared to our other maps, we still want to keep it authentic and very realistic to how it would be there. One thing that you might notice immediately is there will be snow. Compared to some other places, we didn't want to just have a ton of snow everywhere. Also visually it's not or might not be the most appealing. We still wanted the feel of harsh winter at that place. So there is a combination of snow and just some like deep frozen places. Just a note that everything that you will see is work in progress. So you might see, for example, some assets that are missing, but soon to be replaced.
Yeah, so like that pointed out, it's both visually and also audio-wise still work in progress. So keep that in mind. So yeah, we're basically, Talas described the environment. There is obviously quite a huge chunk of gameplay associated with it this time, unlike Livonia, and we've looked at the environment, what it means in terms of the survival, but we also looked at the map itself. Talas pointed out is volcanic, so there will be certain features tied to the fact that it's a volcanic archipelago. And yeah, we're gonna run through some of them, not all of them, but some of the features that we've looked at improved. Of course. As you can see, the villages do look quite messy, which was our goal, honestly. We were inspired by real Kamchatka. And if you happen to just look into Google Maps or Street View, it's this. I mean, this could be a capital city from Czechia. It's very messy, and it fits our style a lot. We like to build these messy things. It also fits the vibe of DayZ. We just fight the infected, It's
one of the things is that we really wanted to differentiate our existing maps with how the new map looks, which was quite helpful to pick the placement of the island, because
one frozen can.
Oh, yeah. As we mentioned, the temperature on this island will be quite low, so a lot of stuff can be frozen, including food. So if you want to drink or eat something that you find, you might need to warm it up first.
Yeah, it can also thaw in your inventory, assuming that the weather is nice and warm. So the fireplace is in the only Okay, another one.
So while Adam is doing population. One thing that is quite unique to the place is how the villages look. They are usually very bright, very colorful, but also really messy in the meaning that, for example, if part of the fence falls down, they just replace it with something completely different. So it's really colorful, really messy, and there is also a lot of trash around the streets and everything.
Yeah.
As Adam pointed out, you can really check the Google Maps on Kamchatka region, and looks quite post-apocalyptic, which is perfect setting
By the
for
nature. Yeah, and I can also mention the fact that you might be seeing some Chernarus houses here. We're mostly using the wooden ones, and we're increasing the variety. Like you can see that there's new colors of the houses. The moustache house remains, it's still green. It's gonna make it fire. Okay. And the one's also frozen.
What frozen?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it in the fireplace here. Warm up a little bit. I may want to do some risky running land. So basically the progression here is, you want to prepare before you head inside the mainland, I could say. Because it's very harsh in there. You can only fish on the coast because the lakes are frozen in the mainland. I will show actually the fishing later. Some interesting updates to that too. I'm just gonna try to get some food and get the fire going. You can obviously leave it next to the fireplace, it will be slightly slower. If you put it on the fireplace, it will be faster. You can tow it and eat it. But yeah, we basically wanted this, additional, this additional step for you to take, so you just kind of take food and eat it. Some food, obviously, you can eat it because food will have, or also has different freezing points depending on the time of the food, and some food cannot really freeze. You will be still able to eat the teaching, salty things.
But
or mako.
But you cannot depend only on food that you will find. So also the emphasis will be that you really need to find your food and work for it.
Yeah. It's definitely important. Like when you venture inland, you may depend a lot more on. You can see that the can is actually warm. It will give me more benefits if I eat it like that. Good, cozy fire going. Just eat some things rather than starve. You will be able to find food, but you will have to rely on the hunting, fishing. I will show you the fishing because basically I looked at it and it's like, let's make it more fun. Because you're just holding button and waiting until wellies show up. So we're gonna try some fish. As you can see, there's a lot of locations around the coast will be heavily fishing oriented. So there's a lot of these cages, fishing nets and whatnot. So we try to really make sure that it feels, that the places that you see the purpose of the place. It's the environment is obviously worried, there's military installations, the entire island is actually a restricted area, meaning that only people with permissions can live, go there, and the people that were born there obviously can be there, but it's very restricted because there is a naval base located on the island. And there's some industrial locations too, of course. We'll talk about it later. Right now I'm just gonna get the fishing going, and I forgot to water. Fishing. You may notice that there is a difference now. We've got rid of the annoying crafting, so you just drag a worm inside the hoop. You're ready. I have to, however, get some worms. You can actually get worms, but it will take you much more time to dig them up. And also the damage will be small, so you have to keep that in mind. We are also looking into offering you more options how to fish with some fake bait. So you'll not only rely on the worms essentially. way. You can find some other manual stuff to get the fish. And one of the other things that you also notice is that you also get more worms if you use the shovel. You can stack them.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, like for getting more food, it actually open up an option that we can finally like do some more stuff with fishing, make it more fun, adjust some mechanics, make it more interesting. Because even in Chagros and Livonia, it's quite easy mean how to get some food. So why not to make it more fun?
Yeah, so like the biggest change to the fishing is like you cannot hold the mouse button and just wait until the fish is dead. You actually have to keep an eye on the water, and when there is a water splash, you should release the action button. Let's see what we've fished up. Oh, nice, we're lucky. So we've got a new fish. So we wanted to make sure that Sakhal feels special. And that's why we're doing new fauna, essentially. So you're not fishing a carp or something. So you get a nice steelhead trout. There is some other fish that we're working on to just improve the variety. Just gonna try to cut it. So you can also get the ambient music down. You probably noticed that I think that if you want to fight with something. But you've been here, so probably didn't have a lesson. So we actually got fillets from the steelhead trout, but what we've also got through Russian experience. So yeah, the model still plays well, don't be surprised.
As you can hear ambient music, this is something that we will be adding in the next update by the end of May. But we are planning to expand on the soundtrack, and also Sakhal or Frostline will have the unique sounds, so the soundscape also is different for the map. And after eating some caviar, we might want to get some more variety in food that we can get, because fishing, of course, is possible only on the coast, but we might want to also hunt some animals. And as we are trying to make the map different, we are also thinking about having fauna that is more local and fits the place much better. So we'll see. Adam can hunt some.
I'm looking at the chest to grab it. No, good. Too fast for me.
Get crossbow.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can see this is our process of increasing the variety of the fauna, making Sakhal more special, so you can bump into new animals. A bit long video, only one. I will show you some other things a little later.
You can definitely look forward for more streams with Adam, not only hunting chickens, but also
There's no chicken here, okay? No chicken.
Yeah. We would also like to have the loot more specific for different maps, so it really feels unique, and you can select what experience you want to have based on which map you select to play.
Okay, so let's say I'm ready to go inside the Mainland. I'm probably not, but I'm for the purposes of the presentation. I'm just gonna show you, like what it looks like when you actually go into the Mainland, because as I mentioned it, basically there is like the environment. You can see it's snowy, but we kept the grass in there because we wanted to just make the mix of it, so like these players can actually see the transition into the snowy areas. So I'm basically climbing into the mountains right now. You can already see the distance. There's like a lot more snow and some snow on the trees too. So we see what looks like. Go somewhere over there.
Yeah, but talking about snow, heat it, drink it, and stuff. If we had a pot, which we actually got from fishing during the previous presentation, you can take the snow, but you can cook it, you can drink it, but as we mentioned, the whole place is of volcanic origin, and that might come with some issues if you are drinking water from snow there. So there might be some consequences to short-term benefits.
What is that?
Yes, exactly. Like as we said, we are
Let
looking
me
into
observe.
having more appropriate fauna for the location. So we are adding reindeer.
So yeah, this is another effort to distinguish Sakhal from the other environments. You will not find the regular deer here. You will find these guys roaming around. Yeah, but I don't have anything to shoot. I try to run in there, but run in there with a shovel. You didn't see that.
Yes, for the purposes of presentation, we
So,
need
like
to
you
clean up
mentioned,
some-
there is a lot of stuff work in progress. One of the things is the snowfall. So I propose that I choose the no wind environment, so you can really, and it's also super cold when it's windy, so apart from that, I don't suffer that much. So you can actually enjoy the slowly falling snowflakes. It's gonna get denser probably by the roots of the clouds.
And as mentioned, it's still like work in progress. We are looking at ways if we can still improve the looks.
Please hold.
Well, play fast.
I'm trying my best.
I know.
Okay, that looks new. So we obviously didn't forget on the clothes. It's winter, so we wanted to bring some more winter clothes. And so one example, we've got ski gloves. You can find them. We know that customization of the character is important. And I personally just like the fact that you bump into a player in DayZ and they just wear stuff, like all the time is different. It's like whether they might like the clothes or they just found those clothes and they roll with it. It just really makes the game special. Get some shotgun. Is the blast infected or is it? No.
I like that you are already adding bandages there because you know how you fight the zombies.
Yeah.
Or the infected.
Okay. We can do again something with storm. Ski over us. Try to deal with the. Oh, God. I really like the field shot. It's very effective. Don't want to go with smoke and loading, so. I might find some meat in there.
As you see, some things will be still recognizable for long-time players.
Yeah, I was just saying. Fence is frozen.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
What is jumping on?
There was a fence.
There was,
It was just super strong.
So we should be
There are
ready to-
snowflakes around. Yeah, so we're bringing some visual improvements, like the snowflakes are like this new snowfall effect is definitely one of that. We're still working on that. This one is like the close range snowfall. We're looking into visualizing it in the distance, and obviously how it reacts to the wind. Some progress on that already, so we hope that it's gonna feel immersive. And the other visual improvements are also like on the shader side, where we're doing the shaders, bringing the like ability to basically like to project the snow from the top. So that saves us like massively the time that we have to invest into the environment, because you just place a rock and it automatically gets the snow projected on top. Simple like that. For all the formations we want to optimize the quality pretty much. So you can see it like in the distance already. So you can see I'm going higher and higher now. As you start to see the snow, the contaminated snow, as that was pointed out earlier. Yeah, I can mention also like regarding the environment, like the map will be the smallest map that we will have. It has 83 square kilometers of actual mass.
Again?
83 kilometers.
83 square kilometers. There is actually a substantial amount of sea in between number of islands. So it's, the map feels fairly big, and obviously with the slower survival part, it's going to feel fairly big. So you will have to do support smaller, which now I'm risking a lot by going up right now.
The same still applies as to all other maps that we are doing, that we are still planning to have a support this and previous maps after the release. You will also see some like more special locations that are really specific for the place. One of the things, for example, is the pipeline system for heating. There is a geothermal power plant that you will be able to visit. So we set like some military installations and some other places. There is, of course, a volcano, which is one of the main points of interest. And we might have some nice peak if Adam gets on the top of the mountains here. As you can see, like when you get above some place or some altitude, there will be heavier snow everywhere. The trees are also covered in snow. We would like to our players feeling how they are freezing as they are getting higher.
So you can see we've been transitioning through some frosty trees into actually snow-covered trees, and we really like the visuals of these. So we wanted to make sure that we get the trees right. You know, there's a lot of trees on our map, so that's. Let's take a look closer at the rocks too. Here. You can see they are covered in snow here. Visibility is reduced now, which will be a factor obviously. You can just do big walking to navigate around, but when it gets cloudy, you can get lost easier. Here it goes now, and okay, well.
Don't die.
Ready. I think they have eaten a bunch of reindeer around here. They're gonna. And the new shotgun sounds. If you haven't tried 1.5, this will be 1.5 too. It's very difficult to point out of this. I really like the music.
Some phones that.
Yeah.
That's the shit. Don't you see me play? Flicks.
Okay. I guess guess you survived. I'm gonna venture even further, maybe climb a hill and gonna give you a sneak peek in how it looks inland. I'm gonna go that far though. It's up to you to explore later this year. As you can see that this circle of trees are also getting smaller with the higher altitude, so we've accounted for that too. We've also accounted for the slopes, so if there's a north-facing slope, there's generally a lot more snow than on the south-facing slope. So we can sort of like recognize that there's sort of a snow line, not because I confuse a lot of people by using snow line, but yeah, the snow line is different. Oh, good.
Almost there, just hold for a moment.
So we're taking into the mainland. There will still be some places to visit, but it will be less populated and the higher altitude will be in there. So if you want to get good hunting rifles or some military things, you will generally have to go higher and inside. Inside.
Kind of like a mouse now.
It's green.
I'm gonna use that to just sort of like fly up, so you can just like take over the place. I don't want to show too much though.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it's work in progress, so we are still working on some places to make them like really interesting. Adam, during the flyby, can perhaps show you some more interesting places that might give you some idea what we are planning.
And I can show you like the piece of the harbor, you know, how, like there's a lot of harbors. This one is the biggest one. It's like an industrial harbor, and yeah, there's some new objects obviously. But don't ignore the ship popping, work in progress. There's a ship. Here you can also notice like we try to do some environment storytelling. Basically the idea is that there is people escaping the mainland Kamchatka, running to this island because they know that there's military, perhaps the situation is stable, so the military is trying to control it, they pick up a boat, you know, they just go to the facility to basically treat them, and just wait here, maybe get transport, something. Playing, seeing infected, and all went to shit. So you can kind of see the glimpse of the layers here. How is it looking? I'm just gonna fly into the more interesting places as Talis mentioned. So we're thinking about the volcanic activity. What does it mean? And I'm gonna show you the little glimpse of that over here. Bump into the hot springs areas. Will be a little warmer around. But also you have to be careful. But yeah, this is basically like to just tell you that like there is some volcanic activity. It's not volcanic inactive. And there's, as you can see, there is some structures. These are the geothermal vents. So they drill a hole inside the ground, connect the pipes. It's a apartment. So I will just show this in so work in progress.
Yeah, you can see that we obviously used Adam's previous experience with Namalsk, but we also did some research in the Kamchatka and surrounding places. Also, we utilized visiting Iceland and how the harsh environment combines with volcanic activity there to bring as much interesting and authentic experience to the new map. Frostline expansion will take place next Thursday. And the expected price is under $30 US.
Can you say that again? What's the?
Under $30 is the expected price. Also, one thing that we can announce is that with the next update, 1.25, by the end of May, we will change how Livonia is distributed because it will become the part of the base game. If someone owns base DayZ game on any platform, they will get Livonia. If players own Livonia, they will get the soundtrack. And now there is space for your questions because you might want some answers.
Are there significant new building assets? I know there's a lot of traditional assets in there. Is there other assets being used that we've not seen today to make the map feel different?
Is there going to be like a mission on that map? Something like a bunker that requires a key card like it was on the Livonia?
No, I wouldn't say anything that we call mission, but there will be some planned.
Story meaning behind.
Yeah, some little mini stories, so mini game plus. Yes.
Okay.
Similar to the Livonia bunker you see.
Okay.
Any new dynamic events linked to the volcano?
It's a
As we said, after the initial release by the end of this year, as we are trying to do with all our maps, we will be supporting it with more updates. So I would say it's dangerous to say never. It's just something that, in general, we would like to prevent some mistakes from the past, and we want to deliver any features or experience when it's really finished and ready, and in a state that we want our players to experience it. So we rather postpone some stuff or not focus on it if we cannot really get it to the state where we would be happy for players to go through that experience.
Yeah, there is a lot that we've opened gameplay-wise already, so we have to be careful. Not to open too many topics at once. There's like a lot of rewards going to the environment exposure and the character, the way we actually call it. So it's going to take a lot of balance.
I've got a quick one. It might be just because maybe I banged my head on it, but is it under 3-0 or 1-3 price? 13 or 30?
30.
So 3-0.
3-0, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to qualify. Thank you. How many players do you see? Is there a plan already for how many players population-wise on the map? Or?
It's not decided yet, but they're thinking of lower numbers than what we have currently on our official.
Because it's a smaller map.
Yeah.
What about travel? Sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions, but if there's a lot of ocean, is there going to be different ways to travel over the ocean, or are we swimming in the cold? Or?
Right now, we are looking into the sea ice, so some important routes would be covered by sea ice, and players would have a choice between choosing a choke point, that would be in the form of a bridge, or traversing the ice shelves. Getting wet every now and then, just being exposed. So that's the idea.
What is the total size of the map?
So the map, the total size is the same as Chernarus, so it's 600 kilometers. Like a lot of ocean.
How long has the program actually, or this whole progress actually done already?
So we've been working on the map for like 6 months or so.
We started last year when we were basically looking into what would be most interesting also to our community and what we would like to introduce into DayZ, so it's significant for players. We were also looking into options how to introduce something interesting not only on PC but also on consoles.
So this is uniquely designed for DayZ. It's not made in tandem with Armour or anything like that, like Livonia was.
Well, actually, So I don't know how many armor players are here,
Maybe.
but this map is actually based on Tanuma.
Was right?
Tanuma. So there is a Arma free expansion called Apex, and they have a tropical archipelago called Tanuma, and we've actually cut short a lot of time by using the landscape. You know, we didn't think of like there is a valley, there's a hill, you know, settlement and so on. And we took that base layout and we basically transformed it into, you know, what we need, and that's the winter environment. An environment that will fit DayZ, because, you know, if you think of like, okay, if we would make it tropical paradise, there is a lot of things that we will need to add to the game. So, you know, by pushing it literally on the opposite side of the earth, you know, it's like a tunnel, it's like somewhere like in Pacific, you just push it up, you know, closer to Kamchatka essentially, so it's on the opposite side. And we've obviously made some major adjustments. We didn't know what to do with so many islands, so we reduced some to make sure that, you know, the flow makes sense for us, so there's like the players aren't like scattered around the map too much. But yeah, it is based on fun. Like if you actually compare the hills that it's just everything else on top of what has been built.
We have some comparison images of the original map and what we turned it into, and the mood, the visual is quite unique for both.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually, like when we finish it, to just have some comparison video done, so you can get exact same shots from both, like Arma and this, and just like visualize it. Look cool. And it's like literal opposite of the tropical paradise that we're working on right now.
Is the on the islands, are the shape of them, have they been changed? The shape of the individual islands from Tanoa?
Somehow yes, but it's mostly the same.
And the locations as well, relative to, like, let's say, the mainland area of those islands?
You mean like locations?
Yeah, like, for example, like the where the islands are located now versus like the main.
No, they haven't been moved.
They haven't.
No, you know, just some sculpting of the coast, and we had to come up with some solutions, because like if you remove some landmass, like there may be too much of an open harbors, you know, we want to make sure that they are close enough, protected from the outside oceans and so stuff like that.
With the focus on a cold weather environment, is there a chance that we could see different types of crafting items that apply to that, such as perhaps like heat packs that could be combined with gloves to help with temperature?
There will be some new crafting, but not when it comes to the heat specifically, no.
Is there any new survival mechanics apart from the frozen food and stuff to combat?
Yeah, so we've got the fishing too, updated.
It's more like adjusting on existing mechanics,
Yeah,
but making player prioritize differently compared to other maps, and need to think about what is the priority, what items he or she wants to get. Also, somewhat more planning before the player goes inland compared to previous maps. But there are some things which are basically utilizing existing mechanics in a somewhat different way, as we mentioned, geez, not the ponds. I just lost the term for that.
Geothermal.
Yeah, geothermal.
Yes,
Like
I mean,
so.
obviously also got the snow, right? So the snow is also a resource, it's not just a visual thing. So you can use that as a survival thing.
The Yellow King video that had everyone in a kitty, no pun intended, was it a snowflake or was it ash that he caught in his hand?
It was a bigger map.
I'm joking. I'll tell you that.
I really liked that. There was like somebody was going so much deep in it. It's like, oh, the snowflake is actually in the shape of a bigger level.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was a.
No, it was meant to be something.
It was.
It's like, and I'm honestly the 35, like, yeah, a lot of people just like, oh, the snow is doing that, you know?
So they were kind of right, but yeah.
So as well as the frozen food, we're going to have like the frostbite mechanics and stuff like that.
No. We were thinking about it, but, you know, like, we would be stretching ourselves quite wide, you know, with the frostbite too. Like, we're not closing the doors for it, we talk about it, we'll see what the future brings.
I personally always loved that as a feature of the mods, that it rewarded players for caring for their character and punished them for not caring for the character. So it added an extra level of stress for playing. So, you know, I don't know how everyone else feels, but
we've iterated on the diseases. I mean, we've iterated on the common cold. We've looked into adding a new disease that is related to the contamination from the volcano. But the frostbite, I mean, it's a kind of a very special disease. So yeah, we said like, okay, we should do it later because it's too much for us. So yeah, we'll see.
Does this allow for the possibility of snow or potentially snowing on Chernobyl and Livonia in the future?
I mean, you may feel like your Christmas event and just have snow falling. I don't know.
At this point, we want really like to have a separate feeling for different maps, and with the frostbite, like we want to introduce new stuff when we really believe it's finished and it will be interesting for players.
has movement changed at all with running in the snow, or can you still like sprint?
You can still sprint. We consider snow being like fairly frozen, you know, so it's not like super deep or anything. Yeah, so the idea is that.
Blizzards? Is there like a blizzard event that happens where it's almost like a whiteout and you can't see?
Also, the weather can get this bad. What I'm showing you right now is basically the calm weather. There's little wind, little to no wind. You can just see a little bit of movement. It's like the calm weather. It could actually be fairly warm.
So I have a question that's kind of an obvious one, but I think you might not want to answer. But armour players know that they've got Reforger and they know they're getting Armour 4. Are you able to confirm or talk about whether there will be a DayZ 2 down the line one day, and that this might help fund it, perhaps?
Well, we are always thinking about DayZ for the future, and as we said, like we see this as a first step in the second decade. At this point, we definitely don't want to abandon DayZ. We want to add more stuff for existing players. But, well, as I said, we are thinking about the future, and
that means yes.
It means yes, but we don't want to say.
Yeah.
Right, yes, okay, fair enough.
Now it's too soon to think about that. We want to really focus on introducing more for our existing players.
Thank you.
So in the beginning you actually said like the players have to prepare before they go inland. Is it like specially for this map, or is it just normally meant like DayZ moving on the Livonia channels too? Or it feels more hardcore like...
Does the loot table change at all?
Yes, I mean, like the loot will change on all the maps. Actually, we're taking perhaps a little wider look, thinking perhaps when it comes to the official height, there could be the more tailored towards the map. So you could be finding some stuff on this map, and for some other stuff you need to go to this map. So the idea is in there. Like this, considering that it's like a far east, we'll probably be having like any western gear super rare in here. You will mostly find the eastern stuff, and we're gonna see how that logic works on the other maps, and see how it can work out on the official height.
So you can take your load out from this map and transfer to Chernobyl.
So it would work the same way that it works right now on the official height.
That's cool.
Is there any more DLCs coming?
Well, we are thinking about the future, and this is the first.
This is not out yet.
But we are looking into more options of more stuff that we could introduce to DayZ players in the future.
Will there be a new dedicated firearm introduced specifically to fit this map?
No, not at this stage.
Not themes? Okay.
We plan to introduce the character codes or the character codes, but not the firearm. No.
Any other specific item for this map? Not necessarily being.
A lot.
Like changes to food, like tins of food being slightly more tailored to the east, or?
Yes, we do have some items. We also have like for the survival features. So we have some items for the diseases and also for the fishing. I mentioned that we'd like to have a fishing rig or maybe some crafted, like other crafted wooden and stuff like that. I wanted to do that just more options how to fish essentially.
Are we being annoying?
Sorry?
Are we being annoying?
So we've got those.
We wouldn't invite you if we think that. If you think about any further questions, even outside of this presentation, or when you get back home and have some time to process everything and think about that, just contact us, ask the questions. If we can, we are really happy to answer them.
Cool.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, it looks amazing.
I'm excited to get lost in the forest.